being locked in. The Rengar is still there for dominate, but so are a few other things. They decide Cops, Tristana, to go for.
More so than Cog.
Yep.
Or Caitlyn.
Interesting. Cobb has had some crazy living artilleries, but you can't just base off everything on somebody walking into a long-range ultimate. So he goes with the Trist, the surefire long-range shot in the late game. Dexter and Link now to pick up with Dexter's ban towards Elise. We'll see what he decides to run around the jungle with. Lee Sin, still up. Easy pick if he wants it.
Absolutely true, but I wonder if they're on the Rengar train. A lot of people have been training Rengar. It's just a matter of time. So they want to make all that practice make perfect. Bring it to the LCS.
Could be. They brought it out against LMQ last week on day 2. Didn't go for the W on that. No win coming out. But it's still a possibility. Great composition they have for it to lock down consecutive crowd control. A lot of talking. A lot of talking.
Really?
They consider Curse to be a threat. We heard it in the pre-game talk. We're going Shields and the Rengar. That combo is there.
Orianna Rengar. Invisible Orioles.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. It's, you talk about the curse fear thing and how teams definitely expect
the risk averse.
They'd be silly not to not fear curse. Only because when you talk about scrims, oh, yeah, by the way, this guy's still in the pick and ban. I forgot to talk about that. Wow.
They were so subtle in their picks and bans. They slipped it by everyone. Except for everyone online saying, Kassadin.
Yeah, where's Cass?
But wait, they show it. They know they don't need to pick it because mid's already shown, so they go jungle.
Couple things. We may or may not see Voyboy go with Kassadin, even though he's had a lot of success with it. Kassadin was nerfed in the 4.12 patch that we are playing on this week. The cooldown on his W was increased from 6 to 9 seconds, which means, since that's also his mana refund, that was hit as well. Plus the slow is a higher percentage slow for fewer seconds, meaning it's kind of more immediate and he can't just stay on you. But with all that being said, he's still been banned pretty much all the time. Froggen got to play him, got to 20 stacks on his Soul Stealer, right? But CLG has always been the team, even before the nerfs, that occasionally would say, you know what, Link is fine playing against Kassadin.
We feel okay, right?
So are we. And they're leaving it up as a potential for curse.
Might have something to do with that ban of the AD carry in the end. If they do decide to pick up Kassadin, they get the Twitch out and they won't have to dodge around looking for him, but that's neither here nor there. It's not what we're seeing. It's the Jinx and the Mundo picked up right now. So Doublelift's going to be getting excited. 2 quadra kills coming off the last time he was able to bring out that that Jinx. But they weren't able to finish out the game, even with those quadra kills.
You need more than one player to win a game.
Yes.
Proof that game.
That's so true.
This Kassadin would be very tempting for Curse to pick. It's kind of, they feel like they're getting tricked into it because CLG just left it there. Voyboy is gracious enough to remind us that he exists. It's a mid-Trist again. It's a mid-Trist again.
Oh, it's another accident.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Trist.
We took 40 seconds and mistaked. All right, so we are going to get the mid-Trist coming in from Voyboy.
How did we miss this? It's kind of the same thing. They had a Lulu top and Eve jungle. The only difference is they had a Braum as a support the last time they did this. And a Jinx is their second AD carry.
I liked the fact that they picked up the Trist, banned it out. They knew Corki wouldn't be taken. Cop feels confident on Corki. Played that all the way back. We can remember IPL's Cop was farming hard on Corki, so it's going to be no change for him. Very awesome pickup in the end there. Curse does it once again. They're going to bring out Tristana middle, and they think it's what they need now to take down Chronologic Gaming. Let's pull up the fan vote and see how this is going to go from what you guys think now. I'm sure it's going to change. LOLesports.com is telling us CLG is leading with 75% at the moment.
Yeah, keep sending those votes in, though, because it's a mid-Tristana. Hashtag CLG win or hashtag CRS win at LOLesports. We will definitely check back on this vote. So, mid-Trist.
Yep.
Worked for them last time they played it in a pretty long, drawn-out game. If you remember, there was a lot of poke from Dignitas. They've been running that a few times lately. Yep. Zyrene actually had a great analogy. It was like they went to a medieval battle. Everyone had bows, except some of the archers had knives, too.
Yep.
That's basically what the double AD carry comp is. They're still very long range, but if they get going, they will run you over. The trickiest thing with this for Curse is if they fall behind, it becomes about the most pathetically easy comp to push through and beat. So if CLG does get a lead early, expect them to end fast.
You just start running through the teams. Like you said, though, on the flip side, if you get both of the AD carries up and they're in the lane alone after a fight, your turrets are going to be gone. They're dust immediately. So it's a very high risk, very high reward type of strategy. But Curse feels like they can pull it out again. Like I said, last time this was against Dignitas. So another top-tier team of Counterlogic Gaming. It's going to get a little medicine of the Tristana mid. Link likes to play against Kassadin. I'm sure Triss couldn't be that much harder. We might see Link putting on the shield quite a bit to dodge out explosive shots, though. See how he resumes or consumes the mana bar on that. He goes Flask to start.
Yeah.
So he should be all right with all that, having to shield every other second.
Wanting to sustain through that ridiculous Tristana harass. Explosive shot does 110 magic damage over 5 seconds at rank 1.
In the build, we saw a lot of people doing, they go static shiv first, and it kind of, a little AP in the beginning there. Those hits, all your shots, the explosive shot with the AP as well. So the mitigation on how to get through, pretty nice.
Voyboy likes to do wraiths as well. This time his rune page is just all attack damage. He's full AD carry, no ability power whatsoever on Trist.
30 seconds.
Link starting with 24 ability power, so heavily runed to make that shield a little bit better as well.
Ooh, I thought he was going to catch a Winter's Bite through the wall.
Lady Carry is just exciting when you see it. It's something different that we're going to be seeing.
Definitely harder for the lanes to gank. It's really relying on Voyboy doing well. You're not getting a ton of crowd control out of Orianna Tristana unless you're diving right into the fight with your rocket jump.
And it's like a team of squishies versus a really powerful front line. If you look at what CLG has, with Mundo and Braum, if they get even the slightest advantage, it will just be a wall of power moving towards Curse.
Slow line of scrimmage.
Could be a very swingy game, Riv.
I like it. I want to see a swingy game. Last one of the day before Challenger. Keep everybody on their toes and the edge of their seat. We're going to start off with a hit. Quas throwing a Glitter Lance through Dominate's red buff so he can get around easier. Not going to give him too much. He's also not going to lose in lane. So this works. A little bit of a helpster there. See how Dexter rolls around the jungle to get to that level 6 as well. We haven't seen too many junglers actually trying to aggress on a Rengar. They just kind of let him go to the wayside and rely on wards to keep the lane safe. Great job by Aphromoo and Doublelift to start off early in the rush hour.
They love fighting in lane early on. But Cop and Xpecial eventually get the wave, shove it in their favor. They might be the ones to hit level 2 first. It's going to be close.
Slowly but surely.
I love watching the level 2 battle here because, yeah, CLG pushing him off a bit.
One more minion. Shoot, it's behind you. Oh, he could have gotten 2. They could have gotten 2 right there. Hit it one more time. The heal comes out. Doublelift can't get it. The exhaust comes out. Great summoner spell steals from Curse there.
Yeah, they didn't even wait for level 2. They said, we're strong now. And they burned 3 summoners off of Curse at the expense of both of Aphromoo's. But most importantly, Doublelift has both his summoners up. Dom wants to make him pay for that aggression, though. The next time Aphromoo goes aggressive,
yeah, it's Aphromoo, definitely.
They'd almost want to wait for level 2, and they're going to think he's going to go aggro right away.
Here comes the binding.
He's going.
Oh, it hits him. Going after Doublelift. He gets Doublelift's heal out. What a great set of plays, but they can't capitalize on the kill. No. This could actually turn around. Concussive blows locks down after Winter's Bite is finalized, but not enough to end the kill.
We had that piece earlier talking about game sense and CLG saying, we get ganked a lot, so Aphromoo needs to know when they're going to be getting ganked. And luckily the spacing there between Double and Aphro meant so Eve couldn't sneak attack him.
Good pressure. With the lane pressure on the bottom lane, though, Dexter can easily do that and resort to now Dominate's jungle. Going for Wraiths, easily farming it up. Cop and Xpecial to put aggression on the bottom lane here. Great Phosphorus and Dark Bindings to really give CLG something else to think about. Give it a little hard time on the farm here. Doublelift's going to be able to clean most of this up. He's doing a really nice job, actually. No help needed. Oh, yeah.
Help.
Nice job there.
Get them all.
That's
so
that
2 CS
coordination
in that lane.
Oh, Quas does not have a rocket jump. That Whimsy's used and canceled.
Ow.
He should be going down here if Dexter can't hit anything else. The red buff proc now locked down, but the flash was hit. Beautiful job by Quas getting out of what seemed like his death.
If Dexter lands that bolt, it is curtains for him. Dominate hoping that Dexter would run through the unsafe way and he'd catch him in the brush. Dexter keeps it safe and simple. Wonder if Dom's going to try and stalk him down at the white.
He's low. This is going to be big. Blue buff for Dominate still on. He's going to catch him going to window shop here. It's the flash for Dexter. Not a terrible thing unless he wants to get out of a fight. But it's not going to help him in his aggression.
That was the big thing Medio said in his post-game interview last game as well. Rengar has so many tools that are just crazy for the power of the game. The one thing he doesn't have is a good way of getting out.
Right.
And Flash is really his only safety valve, so that has been removed. And it should curb some Dexter aggression, at least until level 6.
Dominate, keeping the strength on, really, like you said, the first jungler who's been aggressive towards a Rengar, and it pays off immediately.
This is a gank full game.
They love him.
These lanes are playing so aggressively that the junglers just keep coming back for more.
There he is, putting on the speed. A few more shots. That's the glitter lance. He's going to have to tank a lot of turret there, and a great cleaver connects, which would probably cost Dominate his life if he went any deeper. So a lot of time spent top lane, but it's all right. Dexter's not really getting anything out of it himself, so Dominate's making use of good time here.
And we talk about Curse as being a team that reacts to opponents' mistakes and doesn't really take many of their own actions. That's in the mid and late game. In the early game, Curse is just as aggressive as anyone else. These are potentially the two most aggressive early game teams in the LCS, which is why we're seeing so much action before 6 minutes. It's just crazy we haven't seen a first blood yet.
Both of them love to fight if they are down in gold too, never hesitating. We see Curse do it, and we'll see CLG force themselves to do it in situations. Not quite having vision on the back of Curse, but they are completely pushing this lane. Looks like we're going to get it back from Doublelift and Aphromoo. Dexter's in the bottom lane. So everybody's taking a breather. We're not going to get any ganks out of the game so far, but movements to be made. Probably a dragon. Level 6s are coming up all around the map. We're still waiting on Dominate. He's just ticked up to level 5. Could be a big jump if he hits the 6 before Dexter.
He will, I think.
Yeah.
Dexter, not even 5. He's probably going to get 6 around 8 minutes into the game if I had to track his jungle around right now. It's going to be a little ways until he can go for any type of gank.
Now, how kind of scary does it get when you have a Tristana towards this, when you now want to take a dragon, and it's almost a lack of power?
Pretty scary. Unless Voyboy can get a whole bunch of poke down onto Link, which he hasn't been able to because of the flask, the team fight power at level 6 a dragon with a shockwave versus a AD carry with boots as his only item is ridiculous. Curse, unless they get a nice gank off before the dragon, will probably get bullied around that place on the map.
Leave it up to Curse. Put themselves in this style of play. We've seen them come out with a win before. Very risk-averse in the start. Not really being able to get this dragon. Doesn't hurt them all the time. But it's definitely not going to give them the lead. Pink ward here. Dominate will walk right over. Hopefully be able to clear. He does see it.
Clear, though.
Ping in the bottom lane. We can see the hover towards the top side. I like Voyboy's movement here. He starts to move his way into the brush before Link even tries to move. No aggression there from the mid lane of CLG. Good clear by Dominate, getting in high risk.
This will be level 6, about at 8 minutes, like we thought. That's what Curse was expecting as well, which is why they're trying to get the deep wards into CLG's jungle.
Wow.
I just wonder where Dexter is going to try this first Rengar gank. The risk of a counter gank against Eve is very high. They're kind of the two hardest junglers to predict gank path-wise, so it's all about the mind games.
It looks like they have eyes on blue in the knowledge of that timer.
He saw him, Dexter did see the other way. This is a sneak attack.
It's going to be a jump over slow onto Dexter, and then the kill here. No, they don't even jump. He does. He gets the hop over, clears him out with Buster Shot in mid-air. And they're going to be able to lock that down to dissonance. Maybe they pull it just out of dissonance range. Smartly played by Curse as they make the first move of the game.
Yeah. First blood again.
Yep.
By the way.
Was that 17-18?
That's
18 to 23. Yep.
Yeah. So they always manage to get that quick lead. And
oh,
now
dear.
What's he going to do next?
That's the last bit of mana Xpecial has. He uses it to get into the fight. Doublelift, only a few more shots. The Dark Binding takes him down. Rush Hour gets a bit of a traffic jam from Xpecial and Cop.
In a 2v2, Aphromoo and Doublelift dying to Cop and Xpecial has got to be exceedingly frustrating for them. They are very open about talking about their ability to beat these guys 2v2, and it did not happen. So this is Curse really making a big move here. They got time for a dragon too, because remember, they just killed Doublelift.
Very nicely played. Aphromoo is forced to kind of soak up this experience here. Definitely don't want to leave a siege just to the turret. Like you said, dragon over to Curse. Very nicely played. We thought this would want to be one of the hardest things for them to do with the double AD.
Dexter sees them, but he has no smite up.
Can't do much. They easily grab that one. We'll see 15-37 to 38 for that next dragon to come out. 2,000 gold lead already for Curse. Better be aware, though. This is the point we're talking about where CLG is still not afraid to do the fighting. And they will go right in head first.
Still a CLG team, though, that lost both games last week. And they did not open well against Curse here. Curse now gets to react to what CLG decides to do because they have taken the first steps, and they were good ones. Man, I really just got to talk about this 2v2 in the bottom lane between Cop and Xpecial, just because Doublelift and Aphromoo are so confident in their ability to 2v2. And when that gives on CLG, that is kind of the basis of where all their plays are engineered. They either gank bottom lane again and again while Seraph is getting pushed in and draw a huge advantage and just play around Doublelift via that. It's the thing they can always rely on. And when that fails, it becomes really difficult for CLG to make moves.
And Xpecial and team, they've really put themselves in this, banning out the Twitch. If that was a Twitch Doublelift, that fight would have gone completely different. Probably would have cleared out both Cop and Xpecial with the pass-through of Rat-a-tat-tat. So they know the power they have coming into this lane. Kind of got that level 6 fight that they wanted.
And I don't think CLG is done being aggressive in this lane.
No way.
They gave up the first blood there, but with the pickaxe buy by Doublelift, he's looking for immediate power. He's not doing his normal wait for an Infinity Edge, build the BF sword first. He had to go back, instead of waiting for the BF buy, he went pickaxe immediately, because I think COD is looking for aggression.
The last one we had, Xpecial flashed right in with that Soul Shackle in perfect positioning. Be a little dangerous now with everybody on full resources, as Dexter is going to clear out last golem and try make this party
Rengar
a crowd in the bottom. Ooh, good hit. Good damage. Wow.
Jeez.
Sheen procs and Phage. Doublelift still has to realize he's down in damage for this fight, so they will need Dexter.
And now the risk of a counter gank is huge. Curse is actually going down because they want to dive. Oh, man.
They haven't taken too long to set it up. There's no... I'm sure they called that mid is gone.
Oh, man. Dexter was looking at the shot.
That's the slow. He's going to get hit up a few more times. Voyboy gets another kill. Doesn't matter if he's on a different champion. He will roam. Bottom lane's going to get hit now. Here comes Quas from the top lane. He wants a piece. Throws down Wild Growth for the utility, and he is going to get assistance off that, and it's going to be a great job. Seraph's the only one alive. Link's doing what he can to pressure middle, but a huge grab. 5-1 now for Curse.
And a 3-for-1 in that particular trade.
Yeah.
Voyboy as well comes out of that now, 2-0-2. Holy crap, Curse looked good in that set of moves. The fight all really just started when Dexter was thinking he was all the way back in base, and Dominate got the best of him once again with that Eve. Link doing his best to try and get something back for CLG, though.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Dominate making a lot of strong moves for the team, and the coordination overall.
The reaction from the board, Dexter should have immediately canceled his recall, but he was a hair slow on the flash, and that gave the first kill up. And at this point, you see that teleport coming in, you see another one coming in. Curse is not deterred. They do not care. They kill Doublelift, the damage dealer first, then they worry about the tank line, and Dominate, he went in there with full intentions of dying, and they kept him alive as long as possible with the Wild Growth.
And they're not getting anything they need, even out of the kill they got on the side. Oh, almost a second window. Chopper gone down. Curse is really on the ball today. Omnipresent everywhere on the map. Doublelift, like I said, didn't get much out of that. That was a kill going to Seraph, so he didn't build on that Infinity Edge whatsoever out of that. Triforce finish for Cop, 13 minutes into the game.
Yeah, Doublelift will be able to buy a BF sword the next time he goes back to base. But until then, it's a Trinity Force versus not much, and Cop is trying to kill him.
No! Doublelift getting soloed out by Cop here, putting down the authority. It's only going to be a few more shots necessary. Really just playing the situation how it should be played.
And sometimes you have to know when you're behind.
Oh, Xpecial. Scary spot, but he's got Dom on the backside. This is going to be a bait in.
Oh,
no. Curse is getting everything they want. Dominate's a little lackluster on the entrance here, but he'll be there in time. They'll lock down the kill. Seraph trying to do what he can now. Throws on the Iron Lung. He can't live long enough. And he goes down with the Perseverance. Voyboy coming in to pick up the third kill of the game.
Curse is running away with this right now, Riv. And I don't think CLG has given them the respect in this game of Curse actually being ahead right now.
Oh my
God. They continue to try and press for things that just aren't even there.
Red buff. Thank you very much. Says Dominate. You said running away?
Yeah, they should be running away a little bit faster, and it might be too late now. They're down 7,000 gold at 14 minutes. This is a stomp. But most importantly, all right, let's take another look at this top lane right here. Shockwave into a black shield, so great timing by Xpecial. They then split, draw CLG right into a perfect bait for IWillDominate, and then they're just one step faster with the rotations here.
What a
Voyboy
flash.
coming down. Seraph isn't a damaging top laner. He's level 9 as well. That's not what Mundo wants to be fighting, and Curse is getting all the fights they need. That was actually a reaction, though, to CLG getting aggressive, what Curse is best at.
Sometimes going 1 for 1 in those drops makes you feel a little bit better, but every time the team gets out with just a shield on 10 health, just this, it really starts to just weigh on you more because you want to tunnel into a kill. You want to go farther. CLG is not getting any of it right now, and it's really hurting their gameplay. See, now that Curse has been pushing up, they're all the way up to second-tier turrets in every lane with Dragon on 3 seconds, full control onto that. But can they keep this up? That's the question. We know CLG still likes to go aggressive even when they're 7,000 gold down. That matter does not number to them. It's going to be very hard, though. Getting more and more near impossible.
I mean, let's kind of take a trip down
memory lane.
I suppose. How did this happen, right? There was the 2v2 kill, was one of the things on a Doublelift. The first blood creation that happened with IWillDominate and Voyboy, that gave them blue buff control, which then cut out Link, trapped him in lane, and meant Voyboy could start roaming around because the Orianna couldn't shove, and it's just kind of been this one building thing on the other. You add that to the fact that once CLG had the slightest of disadvantages, or even actually kind of a big disadvantage, like Doublelift having a pickaxe to Cop's Trinity Force and trying to fight him is so incredibly foolish as an AD carry. It's basically, he just thinks he was, I'm speculating here, but it feels like he felt he was so much better than Cop that he'd be able to do it anyway. But he just ended up putting himself farther behind. And you have to respect the Trinity Force Corki. You have to respect Cop in that situation.
Definitely knows what he's doing. 153 to 146. They've had the advantage in that bottom lane, but it's been creating pressure all over the map. Now with Cop being able to solo in the bottom lane, the team's able to do kind of a 1-3-1 split push here. Dominates on the roam, looks to give Doublelift a little bit of health, or just to get those forward wards up. They have the room. They're not even high risk to be placing these deep wards now. CLG is trying to recoup and gain back their side of the jungle. Slow play now. 302 Infinity Edge is pretty far from being built up on that side of Voyboy, but right now, their items far surpassing the items that CLG's putting in their inventory. So it's 7,000 gold in the lead will do for you in 17 minutes.
And we talked about how this game was going to be really swingy.
Wow, every lane.
Very snowbally on the Curse side, because when they build up the double 80 carries, they're going to be able to shred through the front line if the front line can't get armor yet. Seraph built a Spirit Visage with his first item because he's laning against a Lulu, but that means if he tries to come into a team fight, not only will there be the healing debuff from Voyboy's explosive shot, there will be 280 carries pounding on a Mundo that only has Ninja Tabi for his physical damage defenses. It's not much of a front line that CLG has right now.
Also, it's going to hurt the factor initiation, the combination that we've seen very much so of the Orianna and Rengar Wombo combo. Really won't be able to be used right now. Too weak almost. It would get zeroed out. So CLG has to wait for even their initiation they brought to the table to be worth it. Still getting pushed into the top lane, dominating Xpecial in the buddy system now as they get a little bit of roam on. Start to get their vision control on the up and up. Curse, a little slow here with the amount of gold lead they have. They should probably be pressuring a little bit more.
If there was a team to come back from a gold lead this big, though, in North America, it would be CLG. They already have the biggest comeback from gold deficit at 20 minutes this year, which was a 5.2 thousand gold deficit against Complexity. This one is even more.
Breaking their own record.
They'd have to.
Well, it doesn't look like they have the room to do it just yet. They don't have any control of their side of the jungle on Counter Logic Gaming. Curse is really running amok right now, and they have the pink wards to defend it too. Staggered across the river, I actually like that. They have pink on their entrance and their offense as well if they want to get in the face of Counter Logic Gaming even more. Solid play with kills across the board for Curse.
Notice the Morellonomicon, second item from Quas as well. Immediately trying to get more healing debuffs for Seraph, so even if Voyboy doesn't want to use his explosive shot on him, they still have an answer for that Mundo ultimate. Because they're running a team without ignites, so they do need another answer for the Mundo ult.
Really great play on this blue buff as well. Consistently keeping the timer, consistently stealing it. The last time this blue buff went down was the bait fight we saw Xpecial getting and flashing out of. Nice job by Dom. picking that one up for the team. Again, they deny Link that blue buff.
While Link has been able to CS, he has not been able to keep tabs on Voyboy.
No.
Voyboy's been running amok. Infinity Edge completed. I think this is the point in the game where Curse will have to posture around Baron shortly. They can kind of take their time a little bit because the gold lead is so vast, but with a lead this big, they need to punish CLG.
Slowly being in position for that. Link afraid to even farm in mid lane. And the Baron check. Whee. No Baron. Looks like they know Curse is off of that. Doublelift can stay in the bottom lane for at least golems right now. They don't even really have the waves they should be farming, or want to be farming, I should say. Everything is pushed up out of their favor, and they're trying to scrape their way back into this game with enough damage to make the next fight count for CLG. 7,500 gold behind. You're going to have big shots coming out of Voyboy, who's been rocket jumping into these fights. Curse is headstrong on winning everything so far. But right now, this slowness, very concerning.
I think the big thing that happened was CLG stopped doing stuff because everything they were doing was turning bad for them, and Curse actually hasn't been able to manufacture very many of their own plays.
That's
past
right.
the point of CLG running out.
Yeah. Talked about Curse waiting for the other team.
Doublelift even said in the interview, they make the same plays as us, it just takes them some time. So soon enough, they will be doing better.
Clock is ticking. I got him marked in for another 3 minutes before the fight. 21.5 right now with 20 seconds onto Dragon. Curse should be able to take this one with really no participation from CLG towards the bottom side of the map. We do have a little bit of hover towards mid lane, but they're not going any farther. So a bit more gold for Curse. This won't really put them in any grand position to take the game in their favor.
It's kind of like a bookkeeping Dragon. They already have the pink ward control for Baron. They're hoping they could put that up and just leave it there because CLG is going to be so scared. Just take the Dragon, then go over to the Baron. The longer those pink wards stand at Baron, the more secure they'll feel about trying it because they'll know that CLG doesn't pass that point in the map.
CLG is just in huddle mode. Look at that mini-map. All staying around each other for safety right now. One pick could mean the death of a lot of team members. Safety in numbers for CLG right now, 9,000 gold behind, as Curse is really playing a fantastic strategical game. Being around CLG, working around their mistakes, as they said they would in the pre-bump of the show.
CLG's going to have to figure something out. This game is most likely over.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. We say that quite a bit, and then the late game for these teams becomes a troublesome spot. Baron will be theirs. This could kind of bring the late game in a little bit earlier for us.
You can see Double Assault's on cooldown. He'd already used his Baron check. They have no Baron checks left here. No way of stopping this.
Dominate's pretty hurt, but they'll get out safe.
It's a pretty early Baron. We're only 23 minutes in. Would have been nice if some people would have shared the damage with IWillDominate from the Baron.
Tank it all.
You can tank it all. Just go back to base and heal, you big baby.
It's your idea. You got to tank it. 41-31. Not looking good for CLG. They're looking for scraps around the map right now. Everybody on sweeper duty except for Doublelift. Getting the wards out. That Sightstone is onto Aphromoo, so he's trying to keep them out as well. They're really having to put a lot of gold into these pink wards that Curse keeps clearing out. Something they want to be focusing on items quite a bit. All the lanes are quite even in CS. From the action we've had, it's very even in CS. It's just an overall map win Curse has taken and made the game theirs.
Curse has no tanks as well. Dominate's trying to build up to being a tank Evelyn, which would then allow them to do some nice turret diving. They also want Zhonya's on Xpecial, so he could potentially go in and take some turret shots as well. I think that's one of the reasons this game is taking a while to actually really be a Curse game. The gold lead has been somewhat stagnant for many minutes. The Baron will help. They might have the confidence to push here. They do have double AD carry.
They did too good too fast. They couldn't keep up with how well they did.
Hey, we saw a game earlier. Complexity had a decent-sized early lead on LMQ, and then started giving up advantages. Curse isn't doing that. They're just holding their advantages and slowly increasing them right now.
Right. Actually, that's a great point. Just imagine the pick that happened earlier in the game and how much chaos it caused. If Curse would have let that one pick happen, CLG could produce the same result. But Curse is playing it safe. 25 minutes in, they get a drop on the first, second tier turret, and the AD carry composition for Curse starts to come to fruition as they start rolling down the tracks and dropping these objectives. Doublelift off by himself here. He should be safe. The team starts to come up to his safety.
Trying desperately to get farmed.
Uh-oh. Oh. Link just wants his blue buff. Not going to happen again. Dominate takes that one out. Doesn't give it to Corki. Oh, well.
Yeah, Corki would have been good for that blue buff. We're talking about trying to siege.
It's definitely something they need right now. They got Baron, so they can at least stay sustained on that bit of HP gain. Strength they gave in stats. CLG doing a very good job at keeping themselves in the safe zone now. They may be losing a little bit, but that's not 9 kills continuously on top of each other. 45 to 34 as Curse now takes the top lane. This is the harder one to guard. Still holding mid though. I like the fact that they're not giving up pressure anywhere while they're still taking. Very smart moves. Man, Link still taking a lot of damage from Quas in the top lane as the second AP on the team.
This is going to be tricky. Curse is taking their time with this one. It's the nature of the composition they have right now, though. They haven't won a fight, so it's hard for them to push. And CLG still has compositionally a very strong tank line that Curse does have to give respect to.
Gotta see, what are they thinking right now? Let's do this. Let's try the, no, that didn't work. Let's try this. Let's try Dark Binding. Oh, that didn't work. So close. No cigar.
Trying to get the outer tier turrets in every wave, but that itself is going pretty slow. They're terrified of the Rengar Orianna combo because everyone on their team is so squishy.
That's true.
Something like that could actually turn this.
And it looks like these
fights around.
Setting it up a little bit. Not seeing. I'm keeping my eyes on Dexter on that mini-map. Doesn't look like he's really in position to make the move. So they finally get it down. It took Curse just rotating a few people. Power in numbers to the top lane. They do grab the turret. A minute on Dragon. I got still quite a bit of time coming up for Baron. Voyboy might decide to solo this one out after he clears the wave, but I doubt it. It'd be risky.
They got...
Man, they only lost 1 turret so far. So there's an influx of CLG to get it. They can get on the other side of the map, but man, they got to go for broke multiple times without any mistakes. It's going to be a tough comeback if they can get it. Curse is giving them a lot of room, though. I'm sure once Xpecial gets this Zanya's, as they drop that next middle tier turret, they can start battering that outer ring and really get CLG into a bad spot. Surprised at CLG's defense here, though. They've been doing well.
They have been holding, yet not able to take any ground back. I think they're just they're trying to calculate in their heads how much AP does Link need, so that if Dexter jumps on one of the AD carries, can we instantly kill him? Right. Because that's pretty much what they need to do. We saw them in somewhat of a similar situation last week against LMQ, where they did pull off Rengar Orianna combos very, very well. That was the game where Doublelift had 2 quadra kills in defeat. Still pretty nice. Yeah. But this time it's just, Curse isn't really staying on the front door of CLG for that long, so they don't have time to set up plays like that. And the gold lead is continuing to increase.
Indeed it is. Link being the one to watch on this, and our ones to watch at the beginning of the day. We'll see if he can turn it around for his team. Shockwave is a skill that can change a fight completely.
Yes, it can. It's turned many a game around. It's been 9-1 for about 15 minutes.
Yeah. Definitely a lax part of the game for sure. Not really too many items being created. We have Doublelift's Phantom Dancer finally being locked in, but nobody's gained a huge lead from the lanes. Curse has somehow found everything they need off of working a bit to Voyboy. Voyboy rotating down to the bottom lane while Link tries to take middle. Curse, really strong early game, has now given them about a 12,000, 13,000 gold lead as it ticks up here against CLG. Almost can't come back from that. It's going to be a miracle. But where does Curse close out the game still? Is it in 30 seconds with this next Baron?
I mean, they're definitely just trying to sweep objectives again and again and let their AD carries hit really scary points in power. Yeah. But the longer they do that, the higher the risk is that CLG will get a good Orianna ult on both of their AD carries. Orianna is spectacular against double AD carry compositions. Although it does really feel like Curse is about to break CLG right here. This has kind of been a display, though, of one of Curse's weaknesses as a team. If the other team isn't giving them really obvious opportunities to come back or taking risks,
right,
Curse has a big issue with creating their own opportunity. It's taken them 15 minutes to find this fight, but maybe they found it.
Oh, no way. I was just going to say, they have 0 initiation, so they have to find someone. Dexter cannot give that to them.
But even that was just Dominate catching Dexter trying to attack.
Yep.
It wasn't actually a Curse move, but now they have enough poke to get the easy Baron.
That's the mistake they were looking for. It's going to be a lot of damage, especially with that Blade of the Rune King finished
Baron
up on Corki as well. No Baron check to come in. Doublelift, the ultimate, is going to be held on this, and it goes to Curse. Second Baron of the game, 4 of 4 dragons. They have every objective, and they're looking for the turrets.
Amazingly,
Pop stealing out blue
at this point.
Yeah. The rest of them sit behind that Nexus, or in the base, I should say, next to the Nexus. And this one right here, Doublelift's trying to guard. Looks like he's going to be the only one for now. Quite pushed up for Link on the side lanes. I must say that guys were not fighting. Kite the fight. We're trying to get Curse into a bad spot. False sense security. Look like Curse is going to bite just yet. They're waiting for the entire team. Really great team play coming in here from them. Not to make too many moves without the full 5.
Full 5 with Baron buff. Plenty of gold. Actually 1,000 left on Cop, but they need to pressure now. They don't really need to. They're up 15,000 gold, but they would like to pressure now.
We'd like them to pressure now.
That'd be nice.
I'm not going to lie. We like it. 32 on the clock. It looks like they're trying to extend that lead a little bit. Can they get every turret to the front door here? And it looks like they have the wave with Voyboy staying strong in the same spot. He's not even going to move on this one. Stares down the turret. Takes it down as well. Curse finally makes a move. Dexter taking a few shots, and that's going to mean half his HP. Definitely putting out the DPS coming from the side of Curse. And with that, they finally get a little bit of pressure. They're able to almost take a second turret here.
Yeah, this would be the big one for them to take. The inhibitor wall that is so hard to push, especially as a bunch of ranged champions, because they're more likely to group up while sieging, putting themselves at even greater risk for the Orianna ultimate. But with the 15,000 gold leading to Baron buff, they feel pretty safe.
And rewatching, here it is. He gets the ball. It's going to be a shockwave. Goes in. Xpecial gets hit up. His Zanyas goes down immediately. Cop with a very nice Valkyrie out of the fight, but his focus now onto Seraph. Takes down Seraph. A great polymorph going on to Dexter, so he can't cancel anybody out. But remember, there's 2 AD carries spitting out DPS, and they're going to be still hitting hard. Voyboy's in the base taking shots, but the triple kills for Cop on Corki, and they just went for broke and get the inhibitor out of it.
They managed to crack the CLG turtle. That is the fight they needed. Actually is only a 3 for 2, so CLG still trying to get back out of the base. Curse is going for the game, baby.
They have Doublelift and Aphromoo on cleanup duty. Voyboy goes in. It's going to be a few more shots, and he closes him. He gets locked up on the fountain, taken down. They just snuffed out Counter Logic Gaming in their own base. A 33-minute victory. Curse takes down Counter Logic Gaming for a 2-2 on the split.
Wow. If you were to go back in time 33 minutes and someone is going to tell you that Curse is going to beat CLG 14-3 and be 3-1 against them on the season, very few people would have believed you, except probably the entire Curse team.
You're right, 3-1. I said 2-2. That's 2 for Curse in the past 2 matches. They won 3 straight in a row against Counter Logic Gaming.
Yeah.
3 in a row. The first game they lost was back in week 1, but they turned it on after that. Beautifully done and just well executed with the double AD composition once again.
Hey, it works for him. Curse and that mid lane Trist for Voyboy has really started to pay some dividends. They got basically the same composition with a few tweaks.
Yeah.
That they won the last double AD time they played against Dignitas.
Champion select was pretty damn cool, Jat. Seeing it go through and then being wowed by the Tristana pick when we were like, oh, Kassadin got through too. They confused, they caused so much chaos in our minds that we didn't even see the picks that they were coming up with, and it was clear. It was clear. That was amazing.
It was just the strangest game because across the board, CLG was losing one fight after another. Dexter was getting invaded again and again by IWillDominate. Probably Dominate's best game I've seen him play. This split on Eve. Even though he ended the 2-2-7, his control over the jungle really destroyed.
The first time they hit Dexter, I don't think he was ready for it. That blue buff take as well, and then the continuance of the blue buff take. We said there'd be a bit more love on the jungler for the jungle timers on their camps, and there was definitely a bit more love there when they had the timers.
IWillDominate